Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Naked Mennonite. I am your host, Stephen Harder, doing a quick check-in midsummer here. As I previously alluded to in a previous video, this summer is all about my cross-Canada tour, bringing my Naked Mennonite live performance to various fringe festivals across Canada, which has been going really well. So started off in Ottawa, then went to Winnipeg, still got 3 more stops coming up. So an important part of my performance is the pre-show. People are coming in, they're finding their seats, and I just want to break the ice with them before we dive into the meat of the show, right? So that's when I come out, introduce myself, and just tell people what they can expect from a Mennonite burlesque show, and also just giving space for folks with religious trauma, just to let them know that this is a safe place for you to run through some of that trauma. And my intention was that during that pre-show, I always ask the audience, what do you think my favorite Bible story growing up was? As a kid, what was my favorite Bible story? And then people offer up their different speculations, and they never get it. But they always give me other Bible stories that I then say, no, not that one. But here, let me tell you a little bit about this, right? They say Noah's Ark. And I'm like, yeah, no, not Noah's Ark. But let's talk about global genocide a little bit, right? And what a perfect visual motif for any baby's nursery. Look at that happy boat full of animals, including the 2 giraffes sticking up out of the top, the last 2 animals who needed to be saved from the floodwaters. And also, let's ignore all the dead bodies that are beneath the ark. Just making folks feel at peace with seeing the Bible stories for what they are. My intention was to use that time to make recordings, that I would record myself doing my pre-show, and then I'd be able to put them out here for all y'all to enjoy while I'm on tour, give you a little taste of that live show life. And that has not worked out at my 2 festivals yet. It didn't work out in Ottawa because I only had 5 minutes to do my pre-show while folks were sorting themselves in. And I could not get a good recording. It was hard to build rapport with an audience in 5 minutes while they are focused on coming in and sitting. So that was not a place for gathering audio. And in Winnipeg, it didn't work out because it took, there's always so many people. It just took a long time for all of them. I had my full 15 minutes, but it was really hard to get a solid audio recording when so much of that time is just people coming in and then trying to find those last seats for folks. It was just not an ideal audio recording setting. So still have 3 festivals left. I'm hoping that I can still get some of that material, but I don't have it for you today. But what I do have is an interesting thing that happened at Winnipeg Fringe that I thought might be fun to share anyways. I always get these interesting stories, and especially ones from people who are invested in their religion. So it's another one of my packed houses, and I'm out there, and I'm just about to start in with my Bible story bit. I think I had started. Yeah, I had started. I was already soliciting potential favorite Bible stories from the audience, and this one lady, she's finding her way up the stairs to find her seat. She reaches to the wall for support. She doesn't realize that the fire alarm pull station is behind the curtain. Or maybe, I don't know if it was behind the curtain or whatever. She pulls the fire alarm station, and we're like, oh boy. So now I'm on stage, and there is just this constant blaring of the fire alarm going off, and the strobe light is strobing, and it is not pleasant. This is not a fun place to be in. I can tell because many of my audience members are now covering their ears. And I'm like, ooh, this is a rough situation. So I know that the tech people, they're working it. They're trying to figure out how to turn it off. What are they going to do? And I'm left with the question of what am I going to do? And I know that I can't leave the stage. I cannot leave my audience to sit here wondering how long they should stay there. So I'm like, well, I am just going to continue to do my shtick here. So then I just talk louder and I talk over top of the fire alarm. And I continue to solicit these suggestions for favorite Bible stories. And usually I give each audience 3 guesses, just 3 guesses. And they use their 3 guesses. And I'm like, well, this is still going. So I'm going to keep going. So I got some more suggested Bible stories. Someone said the book of Ecclesiastes. Like, no. So this is continuing on, and like my showtime start has come, and like, oh, we cannot start the show like this. So I continue riffing, and then like 7 minutes after I'm supposed to start, finally the firemen come, and like the tenor in the room just like drastically changes because of these gentlemen who have come into the space. So they're there to whatever, silence the alarm and deal with things. And the gentleman fireman, he mentions that, typically when you hear a fire alarm, that is the appropriate time to exit the theater. And I was like, well, hell, what if there's someone extra engaging and entertaining on stage, right? And he was like, well, I guess you'll all just die laughing. And I'm just like, oh, like, okay, he wasn't playing into the humor of the moment like I was, so felt chastised. But at the same time, we saw the woman. She apologized. We knew that there was no fire. But I get it. He needs to play by the rules. It's cool. It's fine. Whatever. So then once, the fire alarms are done, and then, the 2 firemen, I think there might have been 4, but I only saw 2. They exit the building, and then like, okay, now we can get on track here. We get the show going. It's only 7 minutes late, and I'm going to try to make up that time as best as I can. Anyways, go through the show. It's an amazing time. We turn on the lights. I tell people, if you got to go, just go, because we finished like 5 minutes late. So I regained 2 minutes, but still. And like a couple people have to dash out because they have to go catch their next show, but mostly everybody stays, which is great. So I thank everyone for coming, and then they start filing out, and it's always like a big procession. And sometimes people want to say thank you, sometimes they don't, but like the people who it really makes an impact on, they make sure to, let me know that they appreciate my vulnerability and the story that I have to tell. And as they are filing out, one grandma comes and she says, "How could you?" And I thought, oh, she's like doing this bit because she couldn't possibly be serious right now. I just spent the past 72 minutes laying out step by step how I could do that. This is my deconstruction story, and I've left nothing to the imagination here. So you aren't actually asking me, how could you do that? Because the answer is pretty obvious. So then I put on like the mock, oh, I am so ashamed. And I expected her to lean into it with like, trying to shame me some more. But then she just like walks away. I'm like, what was that exactly? And then whatever. I don't give it a second thought because I got more people in front of me who want to thank me for the show that I put on. And then afterwards, I was like, wait a minute, was she being sincere? And I like broached this question to my stage manager. And he was like, yeah, like from the tech booth, whenever I made some sort of joke about Catholicism, and there's a couple of them, he heard someone in the audience just like, oh, just like verbally disapproving of the jokes that I was making at the expense of organized crime. And I realized like, oh, this woman, after seeing me, like be as emotionally and physically vulnerable as possible, uh, had the audacity to come up to me in my space and try to shame me? Grandma! No, 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 no. That's not how this works. Uh, this is my space, and you have no ground whatsoever to try to shame me in my house. If you don't like it, you can leave at any moment. But you sat through the whole thing, and you're going to try to come up to me and make me feel bad for what I'm putting out? Oh, honey. No, 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 no. That was yeah, I wish I'm glad, because whatever, like, it's it can be harsh to be confronted with these truths that you've been trained not to see, especially when you're already in your later stages of life. To have someone come up and question, like, wait a minute, why do we worship a God that commits genocide? Like, is he really good? It's so much easier not to ask those questions, especially when you've built your whole identity, your whole life around not asking those questions. So it's good that I didn't know in the moment that she was being sincere, because I might not have responded in a generous fashion. Praise God, I didn't say what I could have said. But so far, that's the only pushback I have received from anyone who is an adherent to the faith. I had I don't know if I'm going to seek out more of those opportunities or what, because because I remember last summer, just rubbing up against folks who take their beliefs more seriously. And it's been good to be like, hey, can we actually think about that for a moment? Let's talk. Let's dig in. I've only got 7 years of Bible college, but let's talk. So that's a little mini update on a little snippet, a most memorable part of my tour thus far that I thought I would share with you. I plan on having more content for you to enjoy, certainly once this chaotic summer of touring is up. I've got a lot of good stuff planned and on the docket, and I believe I'm going to try to quickly sneak in a little bit of recording for my next video right when I am done this. And we'll see how long it takes me to get that one produced and up and running. But thanks for checking out this video and taking interest in what is happening over here in the realm of this naked Mennonite. Looking forward to producing more content for you real soon. But until next time, this is Stephen Harder reminding you that underneath our clothes, we are all naked. I'll see you next time.